it's actually nice to finally have a chat. It seems like forever, because we've just had no games or anything for ages, haven't we?
No, it literally, it was Crawley down Gatwick, wasn't it, the last game? Last time we saw each other was we popped up the den after we delivered the presents to the kids at the hospital, but that wasn't even a football related chat really, so yeah, it's New Year.
It's a bit of a record. It's something like over 80 days since we had a home game.
I saw that on social media the other day. Definitely this season, apparently we're the longest team without a home game, which is not really a record you want, but in fairness, there's been all sorts of issues which have sort of hampered our ability.
Yeah, because I mean, that must have been quite a challenge for you and the squad. How have you been managing getting ready for games? Never happened.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a sense of Groundhog Day to our weeks at the moment. But the one thing that I'd have to say is the commitment of the boys has been absolutely fantastic. It would be forgivable if people's sort of motivation and dedication started to wane with a situation like this, but it's been quite the opposite. We've been getting between 16 to 22 at every training session. We've been consciously trying to train twice a week, whereas when the games are going on we only train once. Over Christmas we got together a couple of times and just sort of run off the excesses of the season, as in the Christmas season, not the football season. And in a way, it kind of feels like we've had a bit of a pre-season within a season, but we're raring to play. Been trying to organise friendlies, but without having lights or a venue, we've been reliant on other people, so we haven't managed to make that happen. So we've just been training extra hard. Yeah,
because as well, I think you mentioned how some of the boys go and just playing extra games for somebody else, just to keep going, keep fit, keep the hand in.
Yeah, in honesty, that's more people have approached us, whether it's people that I know through the football community, or whether it's people just, people have just sort of asked us if there's any chance certain players can have a run out for them, and I've not stood, obviously I'm not really in a position to stand in the way. A few of the boys obviously play Sunday football as and when the weather allows, and we have dual-regged one or two actually because they didn't make the match day squad. As it happens, we all got called off anyway, so it didn't matter.
Well, look, it's a commitment. It's like you were telling me about Lou Unwin, who's trained instead of playing.
Yeah. So Lou particularly been quite in demand in Sussex, where he's obviously quite well known for his exploits with Whitehawk and Crowborough and others. Little Common actually reached out and asked me if we had any spare players on a given match day. Lou said he was up for doing it. Off the back of that, you know, again, football world, they see that Lou Unwin's played for Little Common. Someone else then approached him at a higher level, actually. Oh, it's Eastbourne Town, no point hiding it. And again, he's dual-regged with them, so he's kind of dual-regged with three different sides now, including us, but he's made it quite clear that his priority's us, to the point that he's been training with us when he could have possibly been playing games for them. So really blessed, and that's just sort of mirrored in that attitude of the whole group. Everyone's been fantastic because we want to do well. We want to do well for you guys, want to do well for ourselves, want to do well for the club.
Well, that's right, because you would have thought with such a break some would have gone elsewhere, but you've got virtually the whole squad still.
Absolutely every single one of them, obviously with the exception of Sidge, came a little bit out of the blue. Even that, Sidge was 100% committed to us, just completely out of the blue, and he definitely didn't know anything about it because he was shocked when I told him. But last Monday, we had the 7-day coming from VCD. We've been having 7 days coming for our players all season, to be honest, but they're all chosen to stay loyal. But I think for Sidge, that particular one, it's 20 minutes from his house, so it's a lot nearer. They're obviously going for the league. And he just felt, I know it weighed quite heavy on him, and I know he's had a lot of contact from the supporters, and you know. Yeah,
the feedback is just been sending lovely messages to all supporters.
Yeah, absolute gentleman. But you know what, I think probably because of the opportunity and the location to his house, he probably would have took that opportunity regardless of the situation we're in.
And I think luckily, actually, that's the one position where we've got ample cover. It's centre back. You know,
do you know what? When you actually look at the squad and you see them training, we've got ample cover everywhere. It's probably my biggest headache at the moment. I'm still going through the motions of picking the squads every week, and then part of what I do is we actually put the team up on the WhatsApp group on a Friday. So the boys have effectively know, even though we're not playing, which in a way probably makes my life more difficult. But I've kind of thought I want to do that because I think it keeps training more competitive, because even though we didn't play, the boys know if they're in the team or out of the team. But sometimes when we're talking about the squad amongst us as a management team, it's so competitive. I think we were saying yesterday, we've got about 6 people, for example, who could play left wing. That's just one example. So we've got options all over the pitch.
Yeah, just need them on the pitch, because people are probably wondering just why it's taken so long before we get a game hopefully this weekend. What have been the reasons?
Yeah, I mean, again, that question's obviously not one that I can directly answer on behalf of the club, but my understanding is sort of threefold. To a point, we've been a victim of our success in the Vars. That's obviously cost us a couple of league games where we've had Vars games scheduled. You then just had the wet season and the pitch and the drainage not quite been able to. I don't know if it's the drainage, but it's still clay. At the end of the day, whether we put drainage under the pitch, it's still got a clay top base, which probably needs verti-draining. It probably needs work for a couple of years before you'll really see the benefit. And the third one is they've had some electrical light floodlight problems. So sort of triple whammy, really. And then on top of that, last 2 weeks we're supposed to have been playing away, and the frost has beat us. So what can you do?
Yeah, well, hopefully we move the kick-off forward this weekend for Lordwood. Hopefully that'll give us a bit of a chance to get the game on.
Absolutely, as I understand, precautionary, because there's still a potential the lights will be fixed in time. But yeah, I think the league just wanted us to commit to a time that we could guarantee, and obviously the earlier where the lights aren't required was the way to go on that. So yeah, fingers crossed, we'll have a game this Saturday. It kind of, the same as us, you guys now need to get back in the habit of football on a Saturday, and yeah, the next thing is to try and get as many of you down there as possible.
Yeah,
really.
I think that's the team are together, but they do need some back, and we do need people to get down on Saturday if we can.
I'll tell you what, it's absolutely massive. I mean, as I say, it's been a difficult season. The players have probably had to tolerate a lot more than most players in this league would have to tolerate, and I can tell you now, there's only really 2 reasons why they do that. One is because as a group, everyone gets on and really likes each other, but the other one is because of the fans. You know, it is because it's a special club, it's a special community. The boys understand that. They could go somewhere else, play in front of 50 people, probably pick up more money, but for them, you know, the community at Tunbridge Wells is a bit more special than that. But the thing with having a community is when times are hard, that's when you kind of need everyone to pull together and come out in support. So yeah, that's could take over very negatively. You know, you can look at it now and say there's actually things are starting to change. There are things in motion. Again, you're not speaking on behalf of the club, but I think we're aware of other things that are starting to come around again. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'll be honest. As personally, I get involved probably in a lot more than a football manager should have to, just through wanting to try to help and trying to make things the best they can be. We've managed to secure match day sponsors. So again, Ruby and Joe, Range Cookers and Accessories up in Southborough, are going to have about their 4th attempt at sponsoring a game this Saturday. So thanks to Johnny and the team over there. Sponsorship boards. I think we've sold 4 since we last played at home. I mean, personally, I was involved in the St John's Fish Bar. So again, we're going to have a big push, try and get everyone to go and get a royal supper up there, maybe. The roof is on over the courtyard. So again, there's plans to make that watertight as well. That's the
plan. So we'll start getting some TVs and things back in. So it's getting towards having a talking clubhouse.
That's it. I mean, Frankie and Paul at Fix It have been really patient with us, and obviously they've put the scaffold on there for us. And all these things now, you know, we just need to generate some revenue so that we can kick that on to the next stage. But the only real way of generating revenue is to get bums on seats or on the south stand and people spending their money, which, I know it's tough.
Hopefully, eventually be able to get a cherry picker on the pitch to get the lights going.
Exactly. I mean, that's got to be absolutely top of, well, it's not for me to make the priority list, but it's got to be very high up the priority list of things that need doing, yeah.
So anyway, well, fingers crossed then we actually get a game on Saturday.
Yeah, I think someone said the 5-day weather forecast was good, but you know we've had a bit of drizzle, so I haven't been up the Den this year, so I've got no idea what the pitch actually looks like right now. But obviously, I'm sure the people that do will keep us posted, and fingers crossed we get a game.
Yeah, and everybody turns up on Sunday.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Cheers.